Okay, guys, I want to let you know I took a break. Um, I was having some problems. I think the battery died on my little speaker, and so that video kind of cut off in the middle of whatever I was doing. I think I was um, cutting or something. And then I went to the machine, and I may have sent you a video where I was sewing. And then now, what I did is went ahead and um, sewed a kind of a kind of a tunnel for, I guess that's what you would call it. It's kind of like a tunnel for your elastic to go in. And then I got to the end of it, and I had a safety pin holding one end of the cord, which is very thin, as you can see. I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing. Okay, here. There's what I'm doing. I got to the end. I left several areas open where I need to take the other end. Oh, well, actually, I have all the ends enclosed. So there, I have my 3 layers. I have a layer of fabric, and then the batting, and then another layer of the fabric. So it makes kind of like a cover for the ironing board. And you'll see. But when I got to the end, I threaded it all through there with a safety pin. And I know there's probably easier ways, but I don't know them. So I'm dealing with what knowledge I have in my head. So I get to the end, and I had 2 pieces. So I took one of the cords while I anchored this end down here. They weren't attached yet. And I took a piece of fabric and laid it around. I put like the cord in the center of a piece of fabric about this big. And then I laid the cord, I put it on the cord like that. And then I put my machine on zigzag, and I started around the beginning of here, and I went all up and down, well, mostly just one direction. I went down from one end to the other, and I used the zigzag 4 on my Brother XR 9550. So I hope you can figure out which zigzag stitch it is. A standard zigzag probably would work, but I knew that when I doubled those over, so then I got the second piece, and I knew that when I was going to double them over, where the 2 pieces of elastic go like that, I wanted to make it strong, so I switched it to a larger zigzag that takes more stitching. It takes like a number 5 takes like 2 stitches to go across, and then 2 stitches to come back. And so I did that. I'm not going to show you the other side because it's kind of not very pretty. So, but this is what I came up with, and it feels pretty strong. So I'm going to tuck it in. I've trimmed off some um, stuff off the edge, and I'm going to tuck it in and sew the pocket shut that I had there, and then move on around because I have several other places that need stitched. I'll move that fabric down and hold this out, stitch it down. Don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not. Let's see if I can move it closer to the work. Okay, I hope you can see that. Um, we're, oh, we're going to 0 it and then go to straight stitches. And then I didn't have my foot on the pedal. Okay. And you want to be careful. I want to keep my elastic free inside the pocket where it's laying, the tunnel. So I make sure that I can feel it to the left of the foot as I go on down. And I try to hold the fabric flat so that it won't be pulling. This fabric doesn't have stretch. Um, the elastic does, almost cut into my fabric. And then up here, I should have some more open areas where I opened it up because the elastic got away from me a couple times, the end of it. And so, okay, here's one where I had to dig it out. So I will stretch that. And here's another one. Not sure you can see it or not, but there's one. So I will straighten that. That's on a curve, so that might be kind of a little bit of a challenge, but maybe not. I'll hold it together. And I'm going to start up here around the corner because it's on a right angle. This is like almost a 90. Yeah, it is a 90. If you can see that, that's what like a 90-degree angle. So shouldn't be too hard. I'm just going to make it less than that. I'll just make it like a curve. So I'm going to put it down. It doesn't have to be real pretty. It's just going to go on the ironing board. Nobody's going to see under it unless, they want to do an inspection or some such thing. So, and nobody will. Oops. I don't want my thread ends to get away. My leader, which I don't have. Whoops, wrong way. There's what I wanted. I hit the wrong button there. Okay. So I'm trying to hold this fabric out straight. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Come on back around. And then that one's done. Now we'll move on to the next one. And I have to do this fast because the battery was lower on my phone. It was starting to head for, I think it was 40%. So I'm going to do this one real quick and then we will pretty much be done. I don't think there was a fourth one because I thought that I'd already closed it. Okay, this isn't very pretty, but here we go. Okay. We'll say it's done. Let's just say it's done. I'll close this in a second, but let's go ahead and put it on the ironing board so we can see what we have. Okay. So we have, it looks like this is the round part that goes around there. And then I hope this fits right. If it doesn't, I may have to snug it underneath with some kind of like a bungee cord and see if it reaches. Wish me luck. Uh-oh, doesn't reach. I have it folded too far under. Okay. Oh, I may have to start over. Yep. It's not going to reach. Okay. Doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Well, yes, it might be. Okay. That's a snug fit, but it's under. And hey, I don't know. I'm thinking that works. Works for me, guys. I thought it wasn't going to work, but it did. Still had some spots that I don't really like, but not bad for a homemade job. I think it'll be okay. So what do you think? We did it, didn't we? Oh, I'm pretty happy with it. And I have to say, I'll have to sit down. I think we did okay. So if you want to look at it, looks pretty good. Not real sure about that part, but again, I could take some cord. It's kind of a tight fit, but we'll do better next time. Thank you, and I'm glad we did it.